Good afternoon and welcome to Suncorp Stadium for the NPLW Grand Final between Eastern Suburbs and Gold Coast United. We have a massive afternoon in store as second place fourth for the championship. It was a very long NPLW season. Of course, Lions taking out the Premiership and the Kappa Women's Super Cup. But today it's two very different teams on one of the biggest stages as Suncorp plays host to the final, one of the world venues for sport, and we're lucky to play witness to what will be a spectacular afternoon. The crowd is filling up as the side's going through their last minute preparations for what has been a big week and a big build-up. Eastern Suburbs, of course, finishing second in the regular season, and Gold Coast United finishing fourth. Georgina Amos on screen as the Gold Coast United faithful have made the trek up the M1 for the grand final. That is what they're playing for. The two captains caught up with FQTV during the week. We'll head to hear their thoughts as to what they're expecting this afternoon and how their season has progressed so far in 2023.
We've always just either missed out on grand final, and then last year we got our chance, and obviously it wasn't a great result. So this year I am, well, speaking personally, I'm super pumped. I think we just work really hard for each other. Communication's really good, outside of football's really good, so that, you know, on the field it's like you're supporting your friend, I think, instead of just individuals all the time. I think they're going to come out firing because I don't think they've won a grand final either. So yeah, we're obviously both going to be super pumped. You know, coming off the back of the World Cup and like Football Queensland allowing us to be on such a big stage, and with the potential that comes from that. Just really exciting, the venue that we're going to be playing at, and I think it's a really good step in the right direction for women's football as well.
We set the top two as a goal pre-season, and so when we actually made that, obviously that was a big win for us as well. And getting the new coaching staff in terms of lock-in team coming into this group with a clear goal and clear plan for the squad is probably exactly what we needed to finally take that next step and make it into the final. Yeah, look, I think we're getting a little bit too familiar with the feeling of just missing out on the grand final. But just watching the reactions on Saturday night from us players on the team, our supporters in the crowd, the players and coaches on the side of the pitch when we finally got that goal in the last minute of extra time, it just says it all. It just shows how much it means to us, and not just the players on the team, but for the entire club. We love these games, we love the games that matter. It's going to be a battle. It's always a battle against Gold Coast. They have been for many years and continue to be one of the best teams in the leagues. I think that if we do show up on the day, we have a chance to win it.
Very lucky to have the access to Sophie Person and of course Zoe Corbett. And this afternoon I'm Josh Mussamese, and I'm so lucky to be joined by current Brisbane Roar midfielder Marielle Hecker. We're very lucky to have you in the gantry this afternoon, Marielle. How are you feeling on the day of days in Football Queensland?
Thank you so much for having me. It's a bit weird being on this side, but I'm looking forward for this game, and I think it's going to be an unreal battle.
It's certainly will be, as we have two of the better teams throughout the past recent seasons of the NPLW, and two teams you came up against on a number of occasions. What are you expecting seeing Eastern Suburbs and Gold Coast United in the big dance?
I think it's going to be a great game. As a player, it was always hard to play against N, and I never look forward to play against N because they're really strong. So I think, it's going to be a really entertaining game.
Sunday, the 17th of September. Spring is the season and Suncorp Stadium is the setting as the curtain falls on another season. The 2023 edition of the NPLW Grand Final promises an evening that will write history and live long in the memory. As both sides step out onto the hallowed turf of Suncorp Stadium. This will give us a chance to run through either side's starting 11. Of course, we'll get through the formalities before kickoff is only moments away. Gold Coast United starting with Mia Bailey in goal, Zoe Corbett up front in an attacking role with Riley Saunderson, and of course Bronte Rose, Mariel Hecker. Who are the names that stand out to you on that list?
I think Sophie Pearson is definitely one of the main names, and for the Gold Coast, you have Zoe, which is amazing. You have Charlie Farmer. I think she's a great player. She's always one to watch.
As you mentioned, Charlotte Farmer holding down that defensive midfield role, and here is the starting 11 for Eastern Suburbs. Sophie Person, of course, their leading goal scorer throughout 2023, starting up top. And a lot of familiar names you would have come up against over the previous years in your time at Lions.
Yeah, a lot of good names. Georgia Amos, another one, the Unita Bismarck. And Emma, great player. Loving watching her this season.
Yes, Emma Starr has definitely added a spark to Eastern Suburbs' attack. And a photo to last a lifetime in Suncorp Stadium. Getting some beautiful shots in from around the ground. So you have the best seat in the house at home. And the crowd is starting to slowly fill up. The sun has turned down on that Western Grandstand. Of course, this is for the build-up of the NPLW Grand Final, and of course the NPL Men's Grand Final taking place later this afternoon. What will be going through both sets of players' minds, Mariel Hecker?
I think they will be very anxious, especially playing at Suncorp. Both teams, Gold Coast will be more familiar with the Grand Final, so I think they might be a little bit more comfortable, but I think you're pretty excited. Not many people get a chance to play a Grand Final, so yeah.
How much is excitement and how much is nerves? What is the balance?
I think it's a bit of both. I think it changes from player to player. For me, it's definitely more like, I would say, 80% excitement and 20% a bit of nerves until the kickoff. And then, 5 minutes in, you have a few touches and then that's it. You're just fine after that.
Now, we go through the formalities, and of course, the referees this afternoon have an important job on their hands, as we have the fourth official, Hamish Cannon, Vicky Clark and Ellie Smithers are the two assistants, and Taylor Brotherston will be the main referee. Of course, Taylor Brotherston was the fourth official in this year's Kappa Women's Super Cup final, and Vicky Clark was the assistant in that one. She was also the 2022 Kappa Women's Super Cup final referee. And that was a game that News ran away with in the end, 4-0 against South United.
It was a good game. She was a good referee. I don't think I got a yellow, so I'm saying that she was a good referee.
And of course, the cup competitions are out of the way. The premiership is decided. Now it's one more piece of silverware. It is up for grabs. Weather conditions, 24 degrees, sunny, no cloud cover, and light winds easing. A sunset is scheduled for 5:42 p.m. this afternoon. So it'll be just around the start of the second half if things run on time. What will the first 20 minutes look like, Mariel Hecker? I'm sure it'll be quite tense and cagey What's the key for both sides to get into the rhythm early?
I think just trying to build momentum, keep the ball, just move the ball around. It's a really big pitch, and I don't think both of them are familiar with that. So I think, yeah, just keeping the ball, just finding the right momentum to progress, and yeah, just be careful not to concede on the early stages.
We're all set. We're all ready. As the countdown is on, 8 months, 10 teams, 27 rounds and 137 games. Today crowns the 2023 NPLW champions. And it is Eastern Suburbs running from left to right. Both sides in their home kit this afternoon. As Mary Craven gets an early touch. Now Muscat floats it forward. Here's Emma Starr slotting in the midfield this afternoon. Maya Brookner can't quite get around Kiri Dale as the two captains collide. And two very different semi-finals for either side. Eastern Suburbs with a dramatic win over Peninsula Power in the 122nd minute is when their goal came. And as for Gold Coast United, they got an early goal against Lions in the first minute, in fact. And they were able to hold on for dear life against the Premiers. That's something you spoke about earlier, Marielle, is Gold Coast United. They have a knack of scoring early goals, getting off to a really good start and then staying into the fight for the remainder of the 90.
Yeah, I think they are very good at that, and they are very good defensive as well. So if they do the same as they did in the semi-final, I think, yeah, it'll be really hard for East to come back from that.
Of course, it was a Zoe Corbett ball into the area. It just missed everyone on the way through, ending up in the back of the net. That's how Gold Coast United started the game, and by this point they're already 1-0 up. And for Eastern Suburbs, well, Sophie Person got the shot away, but in the end the record books say Jemima Head got the last touch as she conceded the own goal. So unfortunate circumstances for Peninsula Power, who did finish right in the middle of these two. They finished third. Of course, the top four progresses into the final game of the year. Now Momo Hayashi, who's spent a lot of her time at Gold Coast United in the midfield. However, this year, Sarah Evans has pushed her back to that defensive role, partnering Mary Craven, who was a mid-season signing for Gold Coast United. Now Neckabrook finds Dale as they have some space to use here, Gold Coast United. And Saunderson can't quite reach the ball. Just touching on Momo Hayashi. She's the 2022 NPLW Team of the Year. She was in that last season. She also won the Gold Coast United Players Player. And she signed with the club back in 2019. And we see another stalwart of Gold Coast United in Zoe Corbett. Brings the crowd to life with a few touches on that far side. Gold Coast United, they did finish fourth. They finished 14 points ahead of Mitchelton, who finished fifth in the end. It was a 3-horse race, or rather a 4-horse race for that second, third and fourth spot. And in the end, Mitchelton missed out as Sophie Person picks up the ball in a threatening area. Hayashi gets in front of it, and she does well to avoid conceding the corner. Momo Hayashi out for a throw-in. How important is it to find form at the right time of the year, Marielle? Both sides, Eastern Suburbs unbeaten their last 6, Gold Coast United unbeaten in their last 12.
Wow, that is some great stats. I think, yeah, it's really important. And, I mean, that's why I brought them both to the grand final.
Oh, it's the Eastern Suburbs corner. Lauren Askin whipping it in. Person there at the back post. She manufactures a ball back into the area, and it looks as though Emma Starr draws first blood in the grand final. Sophie Person keeping the ball in play and finds number 19 inside the area and gives Eastern Suburbs the lead.
It was a great goal. Typical Sophie, always waiting for the ball and looking for the back post. And there she is, Emma Starr, we're talking about then.
Represented Shelburne FC in Ireland and also FFC Vordland in Austria. Emma Starr, so a wealth of experience around the world. And now she finds herself a goal scorer in Suncorp Stadium. As now Akana Kachenko has to chase down that ball. Neckebrook applying the pressure. I was going to ask you what you've noticed in the first exchanges, Marielle, and who's on top. Well, I guess I can answer that question myself as Eastern Suburbs have the lead.
I think it's been a pretty even game. They're moving the ball well. I think probably, East kind of created a little bit more, but I think it's been a very even game so far. See how Gold Coast is going to go moving forward now. They can't just hold and wait, so they're going to have to press a little bit more and trying to get more control of the game.
That is a very important point. Of course, as we mentioned last weekend, at Luxury Paint Stadium against Lions, they held on for dear life for what ended up being 89 minutes in the end. How do they adjust from that semi-final to now still putting their, well, now they've got to turn things around and try and get back square, as they didn't have to chase the game last time round.
I think now they still have plenty of time. There's still another whole half to be played. I think they just got to be patient, trying to create the right moment. They have players for it, so they just got to just be patient and trying to keep possession of the ball.
That's what Mary Craven's looking to do here as she finds Corbett. That was a zinging pass across field. Abby Taylor does well to hold off the challengers. Emma Gibbon finds a touchline right over where Lockie Leong is pacing himself, and on this September this year he was announced that he will return as the NPLW head coach in 2024 with assistant Tim Richards. So great news for Eastern Suburbs, as they have well and truly been on the up in recent years. 2020 they finished 5th, 2021 they finished 5th again. And then, of course, this year finishing 3rd, but they made the most of their opportunity, making it all the way to the grand final. And, of course, probably one of the biggest scalps and biggest storylines this year, they brought Lions to their undefeated run.
I know. I got so many phone calls from that, even though I wasn't playing. But, I mean, we all knew that was going to end one day. And, I mean, East is a great team. Locke is a great coach. Tim also an amazing coach. So, I think, at least we lost for someone that really deserves, and now they're in the grand final. So credit to them.
Remember, you see Zoe Corbett trying to get the better of Hakana Kachenko, or Chantal Marageri it was, and the shot hit its the side netting. A little moment there for Gold Coast United and a positive sign. As I remember speaking to Lockie Leong as the grand final destination got announced, and he was quite surprised but very excited at the prospect, and so too were the players. And now they find themselves right where they wanted to be all season long. The last time in the finals was in 2016. They finished 4th on that occasion. And they lost in the semi-final against the Gap 3-1 in the end. And they haven't had much luck in finals appearances. They've only won 1 from 5. And that was last weekend against Peninsula Power. Eastern Suburbs, and now they'll have a corner to defend here. That's how they got on the board. And now Gold Coast United will be looking to make the most of this opportunity. It's going to be Astia Neckerbrook. In it goes. Mary Craven's there. She gets a head on it. It's dealt with by Eastern Suburbs. Corbett, can she fashion a shot? She opts against it. And Chantel Malgeri is able to play out. She just can't quite squeeze the ball for Emma Starr. But now there's space for Maya Bruckner to run. Charlotte Farmer coming across field, patching up the gaps as she pursues Maya Bruckner. Starr had time, opted back for Muscat. And now Lauren Askin and Momo Hayashi on her heels. And Momo Hayashi does another sound job defensively. That's something we've come to expect from her time and time again. Amos reefing it over the top. And now Amos' shot a little wayward as she finds her bearings. Georgina Amos played 100 NPLW games for Eastern Suburbs back in 2022, a milestone that she reached in that year. She also joined Eastern Suburbs in 2013. So she's been in it for the long haul. And of course, the NPLW only began in 2015. Prior to that, it was the Southeast Queensland Diamond League. That's what it was named in 2013. Then that changed again in 2014 to the Southeast Queensland Premier League. So we've had a few name changes, but we've eventually found our home in the National Premier League Queensland. Of course, that has been in effect since 2015. As Riley Saunderson gets physical with Kate Muscat. That's another lovely moment from Muscat to start. Has the ball out in front. Muscat going to ground. A harsh challenge there with Farmer. Some great sportsmanship between the two. Now Gold Coast United will look to settle on the ball. I can only imagine as a player going from the suburban grounds week in, week out to sometimes not playing in front of too many people to now finding yourself on one of the biggest rectangular stadiums in the Southern Hemisphere with a fairly healthy crowd.
I think that, yeah, they'll be very excited, especially East now being on top. I think, yeah, they're just going to enjoy the momentum. But yeah, not many people get to do that. I'm quite jealous, I must say.
Of course, Perry Park, the usual venue for the grand finals. Somewhere you have got to play time and time again.
I have.
As Hayashi goes for it from distance. That is a trademark of Momo Hayashi.
I think this year we could have played anywhere after the World Cup. I think all the venues and the pitch quality is just outstanding. So I think Perry Park, I would say, is definitely similar to Suncorp these days.
Certainly right. We were very blessed to have a lot of nations based in Queensland, and Imperial Corp Stadium, Luxury Paint Stadium, Perry Park. We're all playing host to the national teams that were here for the FIFA Women's World Cup. Of course, the notable game for us Australians, Mario, was the quarter-final against France that went all the way to a penalty shootout.
It was a great game. Wouldn't say it was a good World Cup for Brazil, but it's always the next one.
I believe you had the opportunity to meet some of the players.
Yes, I have. I was lucky enough that I played with Antonia in Brazil. We both played futsal together for 4 years, so I had a chance to hang out with the full.
It's great to see Football Queensland jump on the back of all the momentum the Matildas made. As now Neckabrook gets a touch, and Holly Clark, a tremendous job there, shutting down Asti and Neckabrook. They'll also pick up a free kick. Holly Clark has made or cemented a spot in that centre back position. Kaho Oshima has played there at times, and of course the regular is Hakana Kachenko. So it's a very settled back four with Kate Muscat and Chantel Mawajeri on either side. And it's been quite a settled lineup. Lockie Leon has spoken at times about the lack of depth that Eastern Suburbs have had. However, one thing that's for sure, it's provided a positive note in the sense that they've had a very stable setup throughout the year. And they haven't had too many chops and changes. A few under-23 players have helped out at times. But for the most part, the squad has been able to gel. And while we do get a moment, we'll head down to Adam Cattell, who is pitch side. Adam, what is the atmosphere like on this sunny Sunday afternoon?
Thank you, Josh. Yes, that early goal by Emma Starr just quieting down the Gold Coast United fans away to my left. And, well, as you'd expect, not much to pick between these two teams this season. Of course, with a win apiece and a draw in the league campaign. There was that early sighter there for Momo Hayashi. Must have been all of 35 and 40 yards out. Looking forward to see what she might be able to do from free kicks coming up. But yeah, other than that, fairly close, and yeah, that early goal just knocking the stuffing out of Gold Coast United. Back to you.
Thank you, Adam. Of course, he was the voice behind the McDonald's FQPL 1 men's grand final. We're lucky to have him on the sideline this afternoon. As he mentioned, the goal to Eastern Suburbs, just taking a little bit out of Gold Coast United. But one thing's for sure, they have a leading goal scorer up for their club in Bronte Rose. She's fourth in the National Premier League's Queensland with 16 throughout 2023. But she's also scored 4 hat-tricks in that time, and 3 of those hat-tricks were in consecutive weeks, Marielle. She found some form, fair to say.
Absolutely, that's not an easy thing to do. Wow, 3 games, 3 hat-tricks, that's impressive.
It was round 19 to round 21. They played Capalaba, Olympic and South. And against Olympic and South, they came away 6-0 winners.
Wow.
So she found the back for half of those goals. I'm sure she was involved with a few others. So Bronte Rose leading the line for Gold Coast United. As you mentioned, there's so much time left in this game, and she's someone that could break the game open.
Absolutely. And they are pressing, so they really want it. So, yeah.
What have you noticed tactically? I know you just mentioned that Gold Coast United are pressing to try and win the ball back, but anything else to note?
I think they're just trying to keep the ball a little bit more, as from the start, I think East had a bit more possession. But yeah, I think they're a very well-structured team, and they're very compact, and it's a hard team to break down. So yeah, I think they're going to continue trying to work to their strength.
The ball just playing a trick there on Georgina Amos as she tracked it all the way to the sideline. And her 4th hat-trick, Bronte Rose, was in round 26 in a 3-0 win over Mitchelton, where of course she scored all 3 goals. So quite the season for Bronte Rose. However, the Golden Boot winner this year was of course Tegan Riding. 35 in the year. She notched up her 200th National Premier League's Queensland goal during the year against Mitchelton. And she also picked up 200 appearances in top flight Queensland football. So a stellar year for Tegan Riding.
Another one. She's an amazing player, and yeah, I have no words to say. I just love playing with her, and I think she's been informed for so many years. I think that not many people can play and perform year in and year out in the quality and the level that she does. So I think, yeah, credit to her.
And this grand final has become synonymous with Lions. Of course, 2019, 20, 21 and 22. They all picked up the championship. 4-time winners. You're a part of all 4, of course, Marielle, so I'm sure great memories there.
Absolutely. It's always good when you win.
And prior to that, the Gap are also 4-time winners in this competition. The two other teams that have won the championship is Peninsula Power in 2017 and the Brisbane Roar, the National Training Centre side, back in 2018. But apart from that, we've only had 4 winners since 2013. And in the National Premier League's Queensland, of course, Lions have dominated that.
And prior to that, the Gap, and surprisingly, Rob is involved in all 8 championships and premierships, so it's amazing. He's been doing wonderful work with women's football in Queensland. He's a fantastic coach.
Yes, he certainly has, and we touched on it. Of course, the run that Lions had throughout the year. Eastern Suburbs were the one that brought it crashing down. And then Gold Coast United knocking them out in the semi-final. As Kachenko picks up Malgeri. A bit of a wayward ball that lands in the happy hands of Mia Bailey, a former junior Matilda. Mia Bailey, she made her A-League debut against Melbourne Victory at Amy Park in a 4-2 win for the Roar. One of your teammates,
Yeah.
Marielle. What do you notice in Mia Bailey as her strengths, her weaknesses? What does she bring to this Gold Coast United outfit?
I think she's a great keeper. She's a strong keeper. She's very vocal, great distribution. I think is a great asset for the team. I think especially that they like to play long balls. So having her there with her vision and organising the defence, which is one of the hardest defence to play against, I think, yeah, just add to their strength.
Here she is again. She gets boot to ball this time. 13 appearances in 2023. Of course, Prue Donahoe was a fantastic option for Gold Coast United, the under-23s manager of the club in the women's program. Now Mia Bailey stands in the goal mouth as the opening 20 minutes have ticked over. And Emma Starr, the goal scorer, which came in the 5th minute as Momo Hayashi sends Sophie Person every which way. As you touched on, Marielle, Mia Bailey just so calm with the ball at her feet as they swing it towards this left-hand side. And Kerry Dale just looking for an option. And these two sides do have history in finals. It was the 2022 NPLW semi-final that they played out in. Gold Coast United came away 3-0 winners against Eastern Suburbs. Dee Thompson, Claudia Dane-Kurt and Bronte Rose all scoring in the first half as they booked their grand final spot last year, knocking Eastern Suburbs out. But it's Eastern Suburbs who have the lead as Momo Hayashi goes to ground. Bruckner with the challenge. Here's Starr. Just trying to play a subtle ball forward. And Mary Craven will collect that over the byline. Of course, Gold Coast United went on to play the grand final at Perry Park last year, and they ran into a red-hot Lions. They came away 6-0 winners which is also the largest NPLW Grand Final scoreline, 6-0. They'll be looking for revenge this afternoon as Zoe Corbett puts her head up. Here's Bronte Rose, who got her head on the ball, and it comes off the post. Emma Gibbon quite relaxed, and the flag was up. She spotted the sideline and knew that the play was dead, but a nice chance there for Bronte Rose.
There was a great play. Yeah, I think Zoe is pretty dangerous in there, and yeah, Bronte Rose, one to watch. She definitely can score in grand finals. I don't know if Emma knew that it was offside. I think she just thought that she was lucky there.
Well, it looked as though she was well around it, Emma Gibbon. Of course, the officials having the best seat in the house to make all the calls. I'm sure they feel the pressure as much as the players, as Claudia Dankert pulls out the party tricks. And now Corbett trying to sneak in between Kachenko and Malgeri. And the flag going up, and this time it will be a free kick against Gold Coast United. Zoe Corbett just getting a little too aggressive in that duel. Of course, Zoe Corbett signed with Gold Coast United in 2019, in her 5th consecutive season with the club. She'll be looking for a change of fortune in that yellow strip, as they've only won 2 from 6 finals appearances. And their first grand final was, as I mentioned, last year. In 2021 they finished 2nd, and they came up against Capalaba in the semi-final, going down 2-1 winners. And in 2020 they won the premiership by 3 points over Lions. So it was a hotly contested race to the final game and the final day that season. And then they lost to Logan Lightning. And before then, in 2019, they made the top 4 by 2 points, finishing 4th. And it was an elimination final that they lost to Capalaba again in. So they have picked up silverware in that 2020 premiership. Do you remember that year well, Mario?
I do, unfortunately. It was a very tough year, especially by 3 points. Yeah, that was rough.
And we just have Momo Hayashi on the deck at the moment. This isn't ideal if you're a Gold Coast United member. They do have quite a stocky bench in Alyssa Vasquez, Paloma Oliveira, Misha Robinson, Georgia Welch, Amy Langworthy and Kira Richards-Bassett. However, Momo Hayashi seems to be moving again. And it's just an opportunity for both sets of players to grab a breather and grab a drink, as Taylor Brotherson also wants to keep the game moving along. They do have a number of outs, Gold Coast United. Annabelle Gibson injured, Blaze Kendis injured. Layla Adams is away with the Junior Matildas at the moment. Charlotte Adamson signed with the Gold Coast Suns AFLW side. So they're missing a few that they started the season with. That's great news, of course, for Layla Adams in the Junior Matildas. As we see, Dane Kurt fire from range. They've been coming, Gold Coast United. They've created a couple of opportunities. They just haven't been able to make the absolute most of them.
I think they just have to be a little bit more patient. They just, Zoe had an opportunity and she could have passed, and then this one probably just, drived a little bit more and trying to see what would show up in front of her, but they are creating.
.63 goals, 34 against, with a goal difference of 29. Gold Coast United. So balanced to both ends of the field. and a goal difference of 33 for Eastern Suburbs, so quite closely matched in that category. And of course, by default, they are the away team, Gold Coast United. And they've had 6 wins and 5 losses away from home this year, while Eastern Suburbs have had 13 wins, 3 draws and 2 losses at home. Of course, they went deep in the Kappa Women's Super Cup, did Eastern Suburbs. And we've mentioned them a number of times tonight, or this afternoon, but Lions knocked them out in the quarterfinal. It was 1-1 at the end of 120 minutes. And then it was 4-3 on penalties. Emma Starr scored in the first half of that game. And Beck Kirkup equalised in the second half before Ellie Chappell in the penalty shootout came up with 2 saves, plus she scored a pen herself to seal the deal for Lions. And they went on to win the Kappa Women's Super Cup 3-1 in the end against South United. So maybe an opportunity gone begging for Eastern Suburbs. It was a very, very entertaining game. That was played at Heath Park, of course. And that was one of their home losses. The other one was in round 22 against Lions, where Tegan Riding scored the winner. So their first home loss of this year came on the 31st of May. 3 months or 9 games into the season, whichever way you look at it. That's quite a solid record for Eastern Suburbs, who, again, by default, do have the home side to their name. Bronte Rose spraying it out to Holly Cesarago. And now Starr tries to turn on a dime. The ball just left behind by Claudia Dankert. Askin, Starr. And Taylor Brotherson just getting in the road of that one. And we'll come back for a restart. One of the important things to focus on for both sides, with only 15 minutes remaining in the first half. Of course, Eastern Suburbs have the lead.
I think they just got to try to, keep the ball and trying to make sure to minimize all these counterattacks that Gold Coast are having, because they are trying to create some opportunities. Because, Gold Coast is going to try to score and just even up before halftime. And I think East just need to try to keep the ball, just be patient and continue to just move Gold Coast around and trying to make them tired.
We'll now just head down to Adam Cattell, who is on the sideline for us. Down to you, Adam.
Thank you, Josh. Just something I have noticed in the past few minutes. Kiri Dale, the Gold Coast captain, just looked like she just pulled up. Might have been a hamstring or a quad, and was just moving a little gingerly, although she appears to have been able to have run that off for now, but it might be one to keep an eye on. Also, haven't seen much of Riley Saunderson, number 19 for Gold Coast, in an attacking sense so far. She's a player who I do like to watch, very skillful. And Gold Coast need to get her on the ball a bit more, I think. Back to you.
Thank you, Adam. Yes, Kiri Dale and Momo Hayashi both having scary moments in this first half. Both seem to be charging on as they wear the numbers 2 and 3 in the back four. And just back to our earlier topic of conversation, Mariel. How much is it worth Gold Coast United pushing a few players forward, potentially trying to get something on the board before half-time, or is it better just to play their cards safe and ensure they get into a half-time 1-0 down and not more?
I'll definitely be pushing it up high, especially when you have a strong defense like they do. I would just keep the 3 in the back and just, start putting some players forward. Just, another 10 minutes and just see what they get. They have good midfielders, good strikers as well. So, I think the 3 at the back will do the job.
Well, it's a goal that could really change the half-time discussion from Sarah Evans. Going in at 1-1 compared to 1-0, it's a different story. And of course, if you're able to mount a comeback in 45 minutes to get back level, that's definitely a positive to take into the second half with you.
Absolutely.
I'm sure Eastern Suburbs will be hoping otherwise, as they do have the lead, and we know how important goals are in finals. Just help settle things as person can't quite get around Momo Hayashi. And the throw in will go the way of Gold Coast United after contrary belief. Of course, the other grand finals that took place this afternoon. McDonald's FQPL 1 men's, Service Paradise Apollo face Wynnum Wolves, first v second. Paradise Apollo the premiers, and Wynnum Wolves came away 1-0 winners. And then in the McDonald's FQPL 1 women's, it was Brisbane City 5, Southwest Queensland Thunder 1, as Brisbane City cap off a phenomenal year, and they will take promotion into this competition for next season as Person carries it down this left-hand touchline, and she won't get the corner. Momo Hayashi doing a very, very good job to pull some relief and get the ball back for Gold Coast United.
Sophie was looking for the nutmeg, but Momo did well trying to prevent that.
Two of the game's superstars in Momo Hayashi and Sophie Person. Facing off against one another. Coming into contact plenty of time. Now Kacheko gets over the sideline and allows Eastern Suburbs to reset. They create an opportunity here, Gold Coast United. Dane Kurt picks out Bronte Rose. Corbett was offside. She knew it too. She just wanted to get going with the run. And in the end, Bronte Rose had to take an extra touch. As you see Zoe Corbett stutter here. She just couldn't stay on side. Would have been quite the path to goal if Zoe Corbett found the ball there in a legal position. She had space to work with. Now Star uses the outside of her boot. Hayashi got the pass away in time, but was collected on the way through. Sophie Person not giving an inch, and rightly so, as the two come together again.
Great battle in between both. Looking forward for second half. I wonder who's going to get frustrated first, Sophie or Hayashi? Probably Sophie.
That was another lovely dead ball opportunity from Momo Hayashi. As Adam mentioned, she is quite lethal from just about any part of the ground.
She scored some beautiful goals doing her career for the Gold Coast from some free kicks.
Not only free kicks, even in open play, she
has quite of a strike.
Found herself on the highlight reel for goal of the week time and time again, Momo Hayashi. And even last week, and against Lions, from centre back she took a shot on, and it didn't miss by very much.
It's definitely one of those players you don't want to give any time or space.
Farmer spots the run of Claudia Dankert, and in the end, Emma Gibbon takes it on her line.
It's forcing a little bit too much. Again, if they're a little bit more patient, they can create better opportunities.
How much of that is down to Eastern Suburbs defence?
I think, yeah, they're really well organised. I think Lockie's an amazing coach, and he definitely would have watched a lot of videos of Gold Coast and trying to organise them as best as he can. And we can tell that they're holding them quite well.
And Mia Bailey collects that coolly as Mary Craven did the blocking for her. Well, a lot in it, and the star went wheeling away. Puts her body on the line, Emma Starr. As we touched on in the pre-game, she's really brought this Eastern Suburbs midfield to life. She's had an outstanding 2023. "28 games, 5 goals for the year." And she also toes the line at times. She's picked up 4 yellow cards throughout the NPLW season. That's not necessarily a bad thing. Shows she's not afraid to get in and make challenges and work hard defensively, upholding the system that Eastern Suburbs have founded.
And I think as an international player, I struggle a lot when I came to Australia because we tend to be a little bit more physical overseas. So I think only 4 yellow cards is definitely not a bad number.
That's a very good point you make. It's different across the world, and the standard changes, refereeing changes. Now Saunderson does well to dribble out of trouble. It's Farmer, looks to find Neckebrook. That's classy from Emma Starr, just bringing the ball under her spell before turning away from trouble and providing time and space for East.
Maybe Sarah was listening to us because you can tell that they advance a bit of in line and they're pressing a little bit high, even pressing Emma Gibbon a little bit more.
Okay, Shadana just trying to turn the tide in this one. Chantel Mulgeri got the touch. Here's Person and Hayashi once more. Hayashi wins that mini duel.
I feel for Sophie. It's so hard to play against Momo. She's a great defender and so easy to get frustrated.
So plenty coming your way at halftime. We do have Gareth McPherson, current Brisbane Roar coach, your coach, standing by for an interview, as well as Adam Cattell will have a chat with player coming off the field at half-time as Bruckner got her boot around it, just dragging it wide. And it hasn't been a game with a plethora of chances, Emma Starr making the most of hers, but apart from that, no real out-and-out goal-scoring chances that either side have genuinely created.
I think for the second half it's going to be a different game. Gold Coast is trying to create more and more, and East is just trying to make the most of the chances that they have. But as you said, they haven't created much. And credit to Momo, I would say she's been preventing a lot of good opportunities, either from Sophie that is always trying to create from the sidelines.
Here's Gibbon. Done a great job so far. I'm sure she'll be happy to see the 0 on the scoreboard. Emma Gibbon spent time at Tottenham Hotspurs in 2018 and 2019, along with Crystal Palace later on in that stint. And then she's also started every game this year for Eastern Suburbs, all 28. Haven't kept a clean sheet for some time. Eastern Suburbs. Not even in their largest win against Mitchelton in round 25. That was 6-2. Over there, well and truly on defensively this afternoon, as Rose tries to bring Neckabrook into the game, and Emma Starr once again just turning away from the defenders. She's got such silky ball skills.
She's a great playmaker, great vision. Always looking for the running behind.
To stoppage time. So 45 minutes have expired. Muscat. Here's Clark. Taylor Brotherson just has a look at her watch. Ball thrown forward. As I mentioned, don't go anywhere at half-time. A few interviews coming up with Adam Cattell. And there is Taylor Brotherson blowing her whistle, which brings us to the end of the first period of the 2023 NPLW Grand Final at Suncorp Stadium. Gold Coast United 0, Eastern Suburbs 1 at half-time. Emma Starr with the goal. And that came in the 5th minute. There's a chance for everyone to go and grab a drink and a bit of food before the second 45 minutes. It is ready to get underway. We'll now head down to Adam Cattell, who is joined by Emma Starr.
Josh, I'm here with the goal scorer, Emma Starr. Emma, a dream start for your side. How does it feel to score at the Suncorp?
Yeah, it feels great. We're playing really well. I'm more focused on how we played after that goal, which is, we kept it in their half. We tried to play our game, keep control of the ball, and really just leave everything out there. And we plan to do that for the next 45 minutes as well.
Absolutely. What do your side need to do better in the second half?
I think we're doing really good. We're doing what we focused on. I think if we keep it in their half more, if we make it count in the final third, I think we're going to get some more goals and just be more composed. Of course, there's nerves, but I think when we settle down, it'll be good for us.
Appreciate your time, Emma. Thank you. Thanks. Back to you in the studio, Josh.
Thank you, Adam. And we'll now head down. We'll head to an ad break. We'll be back with plenty more. Don't go anywhere.
The thing about us Australians, everyone's a coffee critic. You give us a lackluster latte, we'll turn it into a down-the-sink cappuccino. That's why for our 30th birthday, we're celebrating 30 years of early risers, sideline cheers, road trip pick-me-ups, and long sips squeezed into short breaks. Because at McCafe, we're committed to making a smooth, rich blend of coffee, not just fit for anyone, but coffee fit for an Aussie.
Felton Industries is proud to be the official shelter and grandstands partner of Football Queensland. Felton offers a range of premium aluminium grandstands, from elite portable spectator seating to soccer team shelters for players and coaches. Give your fans the best view of the game with Felton's comfortable spectator seating. With sun-safe shelters, all powder-coated in your team colours. Whatever your club needs, Felton has a high-quality, low-maintenance seating option to suit. We are the pioneers in Australian-made grandstands and team shelters. Contact Felton today on 1800 834 016 or visit felton.net.au.
Welcome back to Suncorp Stadium for the NPLW Grand Final. That is the trophy. Champions written on it, and champions will be written into the history book 2023. As we take a look at the first half highlights, both sides coming out with their mascots, Sophie Person, Zoe Corbett, having plenty to say. The crowd saw an entertaining first 45 minutes. It didn't take long for Eastern Suburbs to get on the board. It was Emma Starr who got things rolling. Here is the goal, and Marielle Hecker. Sophie Person did a magnificent job to find Emma Starr back inside the penalty area.
I think it's a typical Sophie play. She always goes to the sideline and trying to play back on the back post, and Emma was brilliant in being there. I think, that was one of the things that they lacked on the semi-final. She was creating a lot of those opportunities.
Thank you.
So she created a lot of those opportunities, and then, there was no one in there. So I think they've been working in that during the week, and you can tell that score straight away, 5 minutes in, gave us the lead, and it was amazing.
Zoe Corbett also had a chance that she just pushed wide.
And as I said, she could have just held herself up, created a little bit more of momentum. She could have passed the ball, so she was, she tried a little bit too early that one, but she's done well.
And they did have quite the run of play. Mary Craven getting her head on that corner. Dane Kurt trying to find a teammate. And in the end, Zoe Corbett couldn't quite manufacture anything. There was another attacking raid down the right-hand side. So while it is Eastern Suburbs that do have the lead, it is Gold Coast United who have created the more chances.
They just need to be patient in trying to create some more real opportunities. I think they are trying. But they just need to be a little bit more composed on it. As Emma said, East is keeping the ball, but they really need to try to keep the ball on Gold Coast half.
We'll now head down to Adam Cattell, who is joined by Gareth McPherson, the current Brisbane Roar women's coach.
Thank you, Josh. Delighted to be joined by Gareth McPherson, the Brisbane Roar women's head coach. Gareth, what have you made of the first half?
I just love the fact we're at Suncorp. What a wonderful afternoon. I can't wait for the game after this. Yeah. Very tight game. And I think we all thought that coming in too, the way the contest between the two have gone this season.
Yeah, absolutely. It hasn't been much between the two sides during the course of the season. And of course, here we are at the Suncorp, where the Matildas made a bit of history, and it's still quite fresh in our memories. How did you enjoy the Women's World Cup, Gareth, and what do you think it can do for football in Australia?
I enjoyed it as much as the country did. I really loved the fact that I think everyone involved with the women's game here knows what a product that we've had with the W League and the Liberty A League. And I think now everybody across the country will get a chance to see it. They'll want to invest in it. Our members have gone through the roof. We're sold more memberships this season than ever before. So, I'm looking forward to that interest in the game continuing through our comp.
Fantastic, and of course the Roar are going to be moving to Ballymore this year. What are you looking forward to moving into that venue?
Closer to home, I'm going to be honest, and a place to call home as well. All of the stadiums we've been at and the clubs that host us, this crossbar challenge is heating up over here, by the way. I'm extremely grateful for the hospitality, but having our own place and being able to build a fortress this close to the city is something that we're all really looking forward to.
And you're a former QAS coach and now, of course, an A-League coach. How have you found that step up, that transition?
I've loved it. I've loved it. I don't think it's always do everything I can do to be the best coach I can be. So I've learned, I've adapted, and different focuses in an A-League level to what it was with the Queensland Academy of Sport. A little shift from development towards winning and trophies. So I've been really enjoying the last 2 seasons and can't wait for season 3.
You've signed or re-signed a number of Football Queensland Academy players. How have you found that pathway for them, and what can we do further to promote Queensland players?
The pathway's strong. We're a one-club state. We're the only A-League club here, and we've got you've seen the product that we have. Our elite academies are producing great players. We've got strong representation in national teams, so it's our role to make sure they get opportunity to show what they can do on the national stage, and we'll keep doing that. Kaz and Zach are very driven to make sure that pathway is strong, and the crowds will see some new faces, some new younger faces this season, and I look forward to everybody seeing what we see on the training pitch with some of these younger ones. Yeah.
The girls are back in pre-season, I think, in the last week or so. How's it progressing, and what can we look forward to seeing from the Brisbane Roar this season?
You'll see a united, fearless group of players. Pre-season started well. We've got some people joining across the next week or 2, and we'll have everyone together in the next kind of 10 days, but it started well.
Well, thank you for joining us. We wish you well. I think you're quite keen to get involved on the crossbar challenge there. Thank you for your time, Gareth. And it's back to you, Josh, in the studio.
Thank you to Gareth McPherson and Adam Cattell. We'll now head to a short ad break with the second half coming up next. Welcome back to the National Premier League's Queensland Women's Grand Final. Eastern Suburbs 1, Gold Coast United 0. And I'm joined alongside by Marielle Hecker. Marielle, you've been at half-time of Grand Finals on a number of occasions. Of course, Rob Askew, the manager, for yourself at Lions. But with Sarah Evans and Lachlan Leon, what do you think the messaging would have been to either side? Of course, Eastern Suburbs have the advantage with the goal. Gold Coast United chasing the game. But what do you think both managers would have spoken about at half-time?
Well, Lachlan would have been, you have 45 minutes. You just keep moving the ball around, just keep being patient and the opportunities will come. And Sarah will definitely try to pump the girls up and we have 45 minutes. We still have plenty of time. Just got to keep pressing and trying to find the right moment.
We'll now cross down to Adam Cattell, who is pitch side.
Thank you, Josh. Second half just moments away here. Teams making their way back out onto the field. Gold Coast United side, Kiri Dale back on the pitch, seems to have recovered from that earlier injury she sustained for now. And they seemed in pretty high spirits. It's obviously not been too much to pick between these two sides this season. I fancy a draw after 90 minutes and then we'll see what happens in extra time. Back to you, Josh.
Thank you, Adam. A draw sounds great. Extra drama, we will take that for sure. We're happy to do a bit of overtime here at Suncorp Stadium as the teams have found their positions. And quite literally, all the talking is done now from the coaches. There's not much more you can do. Only 45 minutes remain between either side and the title champions for 2023. And it was Eastern Suburbs who got off to the quickest of quick starts. And Gold Coast United will be looking to follow suit in this 45 minutes. And just the tail of the tape, of course, Bronte Rose and Sophie Person, the two attackers with the largest strengths for either side. But the engine rooms in Emma Starr and Momo Hayashi, both boasting a pass accuracy of over 70%, both averaging 17 and 13 key passes respectively throughout the 90 minutes. They are the two that can really get things going. Emma Starr, of course, scoring, but Momo Hayashi can build things up from the back, as Marielle has touched on throughout the first 45 minutes, and they'll be looking to do the same again. And also, while we have a moment, no changes at halftime either from either manager. That's helpful. A free kick for Gold Coast United. Momo Hayashi will once again take up this free kick take up. Corbett, Craven, Bronte Rose, Claudia Dankert, along with Saunderson, all forward for Gold Coast United. Mary Craven looking to get to the ball first, but Emma Gibbon turns away. She does a fantastic job there, Emma Gibbon, to pluck it from the air. Again, Momo Hayashi really putting it on a dime. It was an enticing delivery. Mary Craven just couldn't get there. Dankert spots Farmer, but the pass is a little loose. Kachenko back for Clark. How hard can it be for either side to get back in the groove and restart with their rhythm in the second 45 minutes? Marielle, I assume, after sitting down, grabbing your breath, it's hard to get back into the swing of things immediately.
Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. I think, yeah, just the first 5 minutes it'll be a little bit scrappy, and then I think they're going to build from there.
Kachenko looking for an option. Bruckner. Clock control. Eastern Suburbs happy to move Gold Coast United around as they try and find an avenue forward. Malgeri. Off for Kachenko. They're forced to go forward, but they find some space. Askin turning Dankert around. And now Holly Clark has one to chase. Met 3 times throughout 2023, did these two. Round 5 was the first meeting and Gold Coast United came away 2-1 winners against Eastern Suburbs. Hayashi and Neckabrook, the goal scorers. Well, Maya Bruckner got on the board for Eastern Suburbs and Hayashi and Neckabrook scored in the 88th minute. So late drama to claim the 3 points all the way back in round 5 for Gold Coast United. So the shot taken on, Neckabrook asking for a free kick. It won't be given. And then Eastern Suburbs return serve in round 14. Running out 3-1 winners. Maya Bruckner, Kaho Oshima and Emma Starr. The goal scorers for Eastern Suburbs is Misha Robinson, scored in the 32nd minute for Gold Coast United. And Robinson, along with Maya Bruckner's goals, were penalties in that one. And then in round 23, they split it right down the middle at 1 apiece. Zoe Corbett in the 50th minute, and then Emma Starr in the 69th minute. We see a chance brewing here for Eastern Suburbs. Bruckner! Maya Bruckner with the shot. As the crowd were on the edge of their seats.
Great play by Easton there and a great finish.
It would have been a spectacular finish from Maya Bruckner. I'm sure Mia Bailey was relieved to watch it fly past as Zoe Corbett tries to split the 2 and the 3 at the back for Eastern Suburbs in Kachenko and Clark. And now Emma Gibbon will get the ball clear. You can just feel the intensity starting to rise a touch here at Suncorp. Gold Coast United and Eastern Suburbs finding their feet as the game opens up a little bit. You see the foul here. Holly Cesarago just holding back Lauren Askin. Gold Coast United. Coach on Eastern Suburbs half as Zoe Corbett has a ball to chase. And she collides there with Emma Gibbon. Both players okay. But both players as hungry as ever. Emma Gibbon really had to put her body on the line there. Zoe Corbett wasn't slowing down for no one. As we've mentioned before, 2nd v 4th this evening. The last time first didn't make the grand final was Gold Coast United back in 2020. Both sides making the most of their finals opportunity, finishing inside the top four. I guess now it comes down to making the most of their goal scoring opportunities. They will get chances, both sides. It's just a matter of making them. And even turning half chances into chances and then into goals. Kachenko. Now Malgeri. Taylor gets a head up. Person. Can she pick out Bruckner? It's well defended by Kiri Dale. Hayashi gets up and under it. Kachenko collides with Rose. Suburbs come back with the ball. Taylor. Star. Kiri Dale. It's a boot involved. Mullumbimby Jr., Kiri Dale. She also studied and played at the University of Hawaii in her second season with Gold Coast United. And she has defended very strongly so far this evening. Really shutting down the threat of Bruckner, along with Muscat. And also Emma Starr when she pops up in that part of the field. As Starr and Craven have a coming together. And the Star just has a talking to from Taylor Brotherston. Of course, if things stay this way, Sarah Evans does have her bench to lean on. And Alyssa Vasquez, a handy midfielder, along with Paloma Oliveira, who has returned from a serious injury at the beginning of the year. She's another classy attacker. Misha Robertson can fit in the midfield. Georgia Welch can play a number of positions. And so too Kira Richards-Bassett. So they're the options for Sarah, along with Amy Langworthy, who can also, who is a striker by Blueprint. So she definitely has an attacking bench, Sarah Evans. As for Eastern Suburbs, well, the experience of Kao Oshima sits on the pine. Stella Mazzoni. There's another midfielder that Lockie Leon can also lean on if requires some fresh legs. And they will earn a corner here, Eastern Suburbs. How did Gold Coast United defend this after conceding one earlier in the game, of course?
Could definitely be worried.
Just a matter of being physical.
Oh, absolutely. And make sure you make contacts first.
In goes the delivery. Craven gets a head on it. And that's a very good and brave play from Bronte Rose. Just cutting out the ball. Ensuring she got rid of the threat for Gold Coast United, but still come Eastern Suburbs. Star in a duel with Farmer. Farmer wins out. And now Saunderson won't travel far up the sideline. Riley Saunderson promoted from the under-23s to the top side this year. She won the under-18s double with Gold Coast United back in 2019. So one that has experienced success coming through the ranks. Riley Saunderson. She's had quite the day trying to get around Kate Muscat. But here is Saunderson. Just can't quite bring the ball into her field of play. Now it's Bruckner that gets some space ahead of her. Zoe Corbett does well to get back for Gold Coast United. Filling in for Cesarago at that right back position. Half an hour remaining in the grand final. Askin had Emma Starr in support. Taylor does exceptionally well once more. Now Dane Kurt gets to Saunderson, and Holly Clark coming across in desperation. The challenger starting to thick and quick now. As Gold Coast United may have got the rub of the green there. Saunderson picks up the foul. It's another little tick going their way for Gold Coast United. Try and get back in this game. A goal would well and truly change anything either way. If Eastern Suburbs find the back of the net, well, it sets up a very interesting landscape. However, if Gold Coast United manage a goal, well, it is well and truly game on. Momo Hayashi floating it forward. It's punched away by Gibbon. Dale. Cesarago.
Another great delivery by Hayashi.
Without a doubt, Momo Hayashi finding the spot once more. She has been dialed in from the set piece this afternoon, as she is usually throughout every game she plays. No matter night, day, home or away. But now to be Neckebrook from the corner. Up go the two arms. It's a good delivery. Emma Gibbon came out once more. Colliding with Chantel Malgeri. She's a little slow to get up here, Chantel Malgeri. And she'll have a moment to come to her senses, as it looked as though she copped a heavy knock.
Yes, hopefully it's nothing too serious, but a great position for a free kick for the Gold Coast.
And Eastern Suburbs, first team in 2021, and she was a part of the club back in the Brisbane Premier League era. As you mentioned, a very threatening spot for a free kick here, especially with Momo Hayashi standing behind it. Well, where will she be looking to place this, Marielle?
Knowing Momo, I think she's going to try to score from
Have a
there.
shot?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if she tries, but I think she's more right-footed, so she might just going to try to place it for someone to come for a header.
The angle doesn't necessarily favour a shot, but who knows with Momo Hayashi. It's a beautiful ball. Emma Gibbon forced to come forward again. They really are knocking on the door from the set piece, Gold Coast United, forcing Emma Gibbon into a decision over and over again, but they're able to deal with it. Eastern Suburbs, as Person tries to bump it forward. She can't quite get the better of Holly Cesarago. That was a swift counter-attack from Eastern Suburbs.
That was a very good counter-attack and very dangerous.
We have Adam standing by. Adam, what have you got for us?
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, both set of substitutes have been up and going through their paces, although I don't think there's any imminent substitutions about to happen. That Maya Bruckner shot, I had a perfect view. I was right in line with it, and I can tell you what, she was not far away at all. But yeah, really cagey game. Chances few and far between. And Sophie Person just barges away forward. I'll hand back to you, Josh.
Thank you very much, Adam. And a bit of brilliance there from Sophie Person.
Sophie doing what she does best, just being dangerous. Being a very skillful player.
Again, it's another corner. And it's another chance for Eastern Suburbs. This time it's Georgina Amos. Amos with the delivery. Jerry just didn't get enough on it. And she was falling back. And good to see she's back up and moving, Chantel Maljeri. No wonder the crowd were rising for that Maya Bruckner shot. It was looking online. It just spun away at the last moment. And the crowd coming into this one. Gold Coast United, of course, making the trek up today. Sarah Evans mentioning in the pre-game that the side were feeling quite relaxed coming to Suncorp this afternoon. As for Eastern Suburbs, well, they had their change rooms decked out by the staff at the club, making it a very professional-like setup for the players to get accustomed to. As Dane Kurt with a diving opportunity. It was worth an effort. There wasn't much more she could have done. However, it goes begging in the end.
It was a brilliant effort. Would have been a great goal.
She's popped her head up a couple of times. Claudia Dane Kurt made her senior debut at 15 years old in 2019. And she too won the under-18s double with Gold Coast United in 2019 as well. And she hasn't been afraid to get forward from her midfield role. Claudia Dane Kurt helping out the attack. Not only pulling the strings, but making runs in behind, as we saw there. Adam mentioned for us that there was no imminent sign of substitutions from either side, but you can't help but wonder when either Lachlan Leon or Sarah Evans pull the trigger. And it does look as though Sarah Evans is ready to bring on some reinforcement. Bruckner trying to arc the ball behind Craven. Askin was on her toes. Bailey. It's a lovely clearing boot. And a great example of what you mentioned earlier, Marielle, how her distribution is right on point.
Gold Coast starting to fatigue a little bit. You can see a bit of a decrease in speed of the forwards, which they've been chasing a lot and trying to do a high press. So I think a substitution will be in a good time.
Yes, it does look like fresh legs are ready to go. As both managers have their last message to the substitutes. So what they're hoping to gain from their time out on the field. Bronte Rose just interjecting there. She had Neckabrook running behind her. He was looking to pick up the pass as Craven does earn the foul. It was a touch and go call. Emma Starr's not completely sold on the decision. As we will have our first substitutions of the game. Kira Richards-Bassett coming on for Riley Saunderson. And now Georgina Amos sees her night come to an end after a stellar shift. So too Lauren Askin. They can hold their heads high as they have really put in a mountain of work for the orange jersey this afternoon. Kaho Ashima along with Stella Mazzoni are the two to replace for Eastern Suburbs. Here's the free kick. Corbett got a touch. But it will land for a goal kick. Bailey up off her line, deals with it well, and it looks as though Kira Richards-Bassett will play in that front three. A like-for-like substitution from Sarah Evans, just some fresh legs brought onto the park. And here's Stella Mazzoni's first touch. As Kaho Ashima also looking to get involved in the action. Malgeri, his person. Emma Starr hunting as always. Craven does well to just knot it down. Of course, will be history for either of these clubs. Never won a championship in National Premier League's Queensland. Gold Coast United have been in the final before. Unfortunately losing out at Perry Park last year to Lions. As for Eastern Suburbs, this is their first chance in a big dance. As they create an opportunity here, Person trying to find some space to unleash a shot or pick out a teammate. In the end, she'll pick up a corner. And now Stella Mazzoni. Look to lift it in. As Eastern Suburbs promote numbers forward. Here's Mazzoni's delivery. Wrapping around was Malgeri. Person just didn't have the ball sit for her as Kira Richards-Bassett clears. And Zoe Corbett falling to ground straight away. Hopefully that's just cramp as she clutches at the back of her right leg there. And someone who is returning from injury, Marielle, it's never good to see.
Definitely never good to see. Hopefully it's not a hamstring strain. It's just a bit of a cramp, as you said.
Doesn't look very promising as she is still feeling for the back of her hamstring. Here it is with Abby Taylor just pulling up lane. And this could be a big loss for Gold Coast United. An NPLW All-Star in 2020 and 2021. Zoe Corbett as the trainer will attend to her. Eastern Suburbs come together in the middle of the park. And what's important moving forward now, Marielle Hecker, Gold Coast United still down on the scoreboard with time ticking as Zoe Corbett limps off the field. How do they get themselves back into this match?
They need to try, just keep trying. It's going to be a big loss if Zoe cannot continue, but they have a lot of depth in the bench. They just got to keep being composed and keep making the most of that opportunities.
As for Eastern Suburbs, when do they begin to think defensively?
I think they've been attacking a little bit more, but also being more composed with the ball. They've been trying to move the ball around. And as Emma Starr said at the halftime, they need to try to play a little bit more on the Gold Coast side, which they've been doing. So I think if they keep it like that, they have big chances to just be lifting the trophy in a few minutes.
Yes, not long to go. As Zoe Corbett seems to have the all clear. She's back on the field, so that is good news for Gold Coast United. Their star number 7 able to resume. However, she still does have a limp. She may be battling through the pain right now, Zoe Corbett. You can understand the desperation from her point of view as she just has a moment, and it really doesn't look like that right hamstring is in a good position. But she will continue to battle on. Of course, 6 years in the National Premier League Queensland, and they finished top 4 5 times. Gold Coast United, probably their best chance this year at making the dash for the championship. And of course, Zoe Corbett has been involved in many of those occasions. Now it's Stella Mazzoni. Eastern Suburbs creating an attack. And Mary Craven saves the day. As it looks like Zoe Corbett's night will inevitably come to an end, unfortunately. Still suffering with the pain in that right leg.
Hopefully it's nothing too serious. But yeah, it does not look good.
An incredibly important challenge from Mary Craven. If they do concede, well, it could be lights out in the grand final.
Stella Mazzoni being a great sub. She's been such an impact player since she came onto the field. Looking forward to see what else she's going to bring to this game.
Now taking place in the corner as Zoe Corbett is assisted off the field, and we send our well wishes to her, a fierce leader in this Gold Coast United side. And unfortunately, the injury is a little too much, as Paloma Oliveira, returning from a serious ankle injury back in round 8 this year, makes her way onto the field. There's a chance! And the chance just misses. Another corner and another moment from Eastern Suburbs.
It's a great finish.
Mia Bailey desperately lunging towards her left-hand side as she saw the ball whistle past the post. As I mentioned, Paloma Oliveira returned this year after a round 8 injury. And a super talent for Gold Coast United. Had a stint in the US with Ashford University, And now she'll be hoping to turn the tide and force this pendulum back the way of Gold Coast United. Mara Jerry does a fantastic job. And here's the strike from Astia Neckerbrook. It is a little wayward. Now Emma Gibbon take her time in restarting this one. As we tick down to the ending of this match, towards the final 10 minutes. This has been the longest season for the National Premier League's Queensland for the women's competition. 27 games played all up. The next closest was 26 back in 2018. So I'm sure the bodies from both sets of players will certainly be feeling it as the curtain closes on another year. But will there be another twist? 10 minutes and change remaining. Gold Coast United with the mountain to climb. Eastern Suburbs in the box seat. This fixture has brought late drama previously, as I mentioned. Back in round 5, Astia Neckebrook with an 88th minute winner. And in 270 minutes, there have been 6 goals, an aggregate of Eastern 5, Gold Coast United 4. Rather, 9 goals. So it's not out of the question for the ball to cross the line and hit the back of the net. It's just a matter of who. Now Eastern Suburbs certainly have time on their side. They're in no hurry. We have Adam Cattell on the sideline, and we'll head down to him now. Adam.
Thanks, Josh. The man behind me is starting to fill my men's game up. Gold Coast Knights in Moreton Bay. I've got some young Moreton Bay fans who are just to my right here, really having a lot of fun. I think they were just on camera before, making some noise. As we move into the last 10 minutes of this game, it's really been an arm wrestle between these two. And we'll see if we can find any late drama. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adam, and thank you for keeping us up to date with all things pitch side. Very lucky to have eyes on ground level. There's the chance ring around Suncorp Stadium. Sophie Person can't quite keep the ball in play. And Mia Bailey racing over to get things restarted for Gold Coast United. Many predicted that this may go right down to the wire. A close 90, if not penalties. And there's still every chance that happens. All they need is one chance, Gold Coast United. Oshima, Person, trying to play it for herself. Now Star, shut down by Hayashi. Throughout the year, both sides ran into the top 5 on a number of occasions. And for Eastern Suburbs, they came away with 6 wins, 3 draws, 3 losses. The goal difference of 11, picking up 21 of 36 points. As for Gold Coast United, 1-4, drew 3, lost 5. A goal difference of -3, only picking up 13 of 36 points. So a great indication throughout the year as to how this game may have played out, with Eastern Suburbs holding a formidable record against the top 5 of the National Premier League's Queensland. Well, Gold Coast United struggled at the top of the tree. And they find themselves on the back foot here. Here's Star's delivery. Kiri Dale with a last-ditch effort. Dane Kurt can't flick it over the top of Oshima. Star runs into Oliveira. And now Cesarago launching it forward. Frantic play. Mazzoni can't get it past Craven. That was another very important touch by Mary Craven, who's had a number of them this afternoon. Really holding down that back line. As Momo Hayashi has moved into a midfield role now. What will be her mindset here? Marielle playing in the midfield, stepping up from that back four. How will she go about this next 5+ minutes?
I think she probably would try to attack a bit more, but she also needs to try to defend because, yeah, I think Ace has a bit of the momentum shifting towards their way now, trying to create some good opportunities. So I'm pretty sure she'll be struggling to figure out what's the best option to defend or trying to create something. Because, yeah, they need a score, but also if they concede, I think that's it. That's the end of the game for them.
Now Kiri Dale receiving some attention.
A lot of sore bodies for the Gold Coast, cramping, which is not ideal.
There is Charlotte Farmer just stretching out too. And now Georgia Welch will get her opportunity as Sarah Evans realises it's time to bring on another set of fresh legs. And Momo Hayashi really is the one for Gold Coast United, along with Bronte Rose, you feel, that hold the danger and hold the key to a comeback. As Kiri Dale will hobble off the field of play. Another valiant effort from her. There have been a lot of tremendous individual performances throughout the 90 minutes. As Georgia Welch replaces the captain. Less than 4 minutes remaining in the 90, plus added time. And Sophie Person just misses out on the ball. A risky moment. Of course, they have to chance their hand, Gold Coast United. But they can't receive the ultimate punishment. If they are to send this further on the 90, Emma Starr just didn't have anyone making the run into the space, but she won't mind. It'll kill more seconds off the clock. So Gold Coast United playing with a back three. Momo Hayashi in front of the defence. Paloma Oliveira, Assia Neckerbrook, Bronte Rose, Kira Richards-Bassett, they all line up front. And now Taylor Brotherson has some concern from Momo Hayashi. I think she would soldier on.
Bit of confusion of what happened there.
Yeah, Taylor Brotherson just looking to restart play, and Chantel Muljerry just asking how this game will get back underway. It will be a drop ball, of course. And it looks as though Gold Coast United will play on from here. So Momo Hayashi lining things up. And Emma Gibbon rises high as Bronte Rose is the furthest forward for United. Cesarago, Hayashi. Oshima gets it forward for Eastern Suburbs. Hayashi trying to split the ball for Paloma Oliveira. And between Muscat Clark and Emma Gibbon, they extinguish the threat. Up goes the flag. Another precious bit of time taken off the clock for Eastern Suburbs. Akana Kachenko will launch it forward. Oshima. Now it's Mazzoni. Person. Doesn't get the bounce of the ball. There still will be an Eastern Suburbs throw. As the 90 minutes is just about up.
No rush by East, which I'm not surprised. Taking their time.
And Kelly Crew will come on for Eastern Suburbs as Emma Starr sees her night come to a close. The one and only goal so far from Emma Starr in the 5th minute is all that separates us, as Kelly Crew represented the under-19s Australian team out there at the moment for Eastern Suburbs. Oliveira. Anywhere will do as long as it's forward. Farmer can't pick out a yellow jersey. Oshima, Hayashi come together. Mazzoni does well to get a touch on it as that came very quickly. But it will be a throw-in for Gold Coast United. Hayashi. She's got too much on it. Of course, we are building up to the big one next. If this ends in the 90 minutes, we'll be gearing up for the NPL Men's Grand Final. But there's still time. Gold Coast United needs something. It's now or never really. Taylor Brotherson looking at her watch. And Chantel Malgeri takes it on. There's half a chance, but in the end misses by a little bit. Mia Bailey, forward. Malgeri, safe as ever. They look to quickly get things moving, Gold Coast United. Malgeri again, pushes the ball over the line. Cesarago. Now long's her throw. Forward it goes, Kachenko sends it back the other way. Everyone forward for Gold Coast United. Can they create one last moment? Can they turn something into nothing? Oshima gets it on the boot. Mia Bailey's an option. And forward she goes. Malgeri gets the better of Neckarbrook. Now Kira Richards-Bassett. Had Sophie Person hunting her down. And after 120 minutes last weekend, Sophie Person still with plenty of running. Neckebrook picks out Rose. Rose is surrounded by orange jerseys. Oshima doesn't clear. Neckebrook. Here's Rose. Kelly Crew has Bronte Rose right behind her, and the decision is a goal kick. Hayashi and hunted down. Now Jerry. There's a number of vital plays in this back end of the game. Going through plenty of work. As they're ticking over the 95th minute. Eastern Suburbs stand on Suncorp Stadium as champions. 2023 NPLW champions.
Well deserved. Great game.
Emma Starr with a goal in the 5th minute to send Eastern Suburbs home winners at Suncorp Stadium. Lachlan Leong and crew have delivered as Gold Coast United gave us one hell of a game. But in the end, Emma Starr is the difference. Eastern Suburbs are the winners. Mariel Hecker, how do you sum that up?
It was a great game. I think they deserve it. They got back in the second half. They knew what they had to do. It's just not concede and keep playing the football that they played in the first half, and they got the job done. They really deserve it. They had an amazing season, and it's just lifting the trophy. Just going to crown the season that they had. So good for Lockie. First season as a head coach in NPL, kind of. So amazing. Super happy for him and for team. So looking forward to next year.
What are the feelings like for the players?
Oh, I mean, you just want to go and celebrate. I feel like there's all the logistics. You're going to say hi to everyone, but they'll be so excited.
We now have Sophie Person, the winning captain, alongside Adam Cattell. Down to you, Adam.
Thanks, Josh. I'm here with the victorious Eastern Suburbs captain, Sophie Person. Sophie, congratulations. You're a grand final winner. Try and sum it up for us.
Oh, I don't even know how it feels. Oh my God, we've been waiting for this ever since I came to the club, so it means everything. As you can hear, as you can see.
Yeah, the fans over there, they're pretty happy. It was a closely fought game, not many chances. It hasn't been much between the two sides during the course of the season. How was it to play in?
It was exactly the game we anticipated. Gold Coast is a quality side. It was always going to be tough. Stoked with getting that early goal. I feel like the whole team felt once we got that goal in, it was our game.
Fantastic. I'm going to let you go and join your teammates in celebration. Congratulations. Thanks.
Great scenes here at Suncorp Stadium. Eastern Suburbs, they have something to celebrate. And what a something it is. Champions of the National Premier League's Queensland as they soak it in with their fans. After a long year. First a grand final appearance. And this is their second finals win. after their first was last weekend against Peninsula Power. Tonight, it's against Eastern Suburbs. Here was the opening goal. Sophie Person found Emma Starr. It came to her very quickly, but Starr got boot to ball and got Eastern Suburbs trending in the right direction. And she really was a difference tonight. Not only the goal, but her performance was exceptional.
She was amazing. She's a great defender, a great player maker. She was definitely the difference between both sides.
Of course, Gold Coast United had moments of their own. Zoe Corbett, she spoke about just rushing her opportunity there.
Great player. Hope that her injury is not too bad. It's just a minor hamstring strain.
She, of course, did exit the field of play. She mentioned due to a hamstring injury. Mary Craven got head to ball. However, Chantal Margeri, who ended up playing a major role in the back end of the match, was very solid defensively from set pieces. And that was another moment there. Here was Bronte Rose with a run. Unfortunately, the flag did raise, but it hit the post. The closest Gold Coast United came throughout the 90 minutes. Sophie Person, the captain, will get to lift the trophy a couple of hours' time after the main event. There's her chance. Maya Bruckner went ever so close.
Brilliant finish.
Oma Hayashi getting up and underneath it, and Emma Gibbon was enticed on a number of occasions to come out and punch the ball. She was called into action due to Momo Hayashi's beautiful skills, but these are beautiful photos.
Emma Gibbon is great in the air. She was definitely the difference in so many of those dangerous balls.
Well, thank you, Marielle Hecker. We have been treated to an absolute classic here at Suncorp Stadium. Eastern Suburbs are your 2023 NPLW champions. Full time, Gold Coast United 0, Eastern Suburbs 1. Thank you for your company in 2023. The NPL Men's Grand Final next. Goodbye for now.